Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me today. It means so much. As the title says, I've come across eyeshadow palettes that are mouldy. I'm really not happy about it because there's 18 of them. 2 of them I can replace. I haven't actually looked at these ones here. My Natasha Denona, luckily, and my Pat McGrath Labs aren't mouldy at all, so I don't have to throw them out. Sorry for bumping you then. Let's look at this gold one. I mean, it seems like my higher end ones just haven't gotten mouldy at all. I've not used these Morphe ones in well, not years, but in probably about a year. No, that one's alright. And what about the Morphe? My giraffe's fallen down. The Mickey and Friends mould, I would say it's more in the mattes. I've not noticed any mould in shimmer formula yet. And I did notice my palette had mould in it from... Do you remember last time I did the Declutter? It was a Sigma one. Right, so they're all okay then for... Sorry, I keep bumping you, don't I? We will get there. And I was surprised that none of my Colourpop have got mould in. Colourpop has just got such a great formula for the price point as well. Okay, so get ready, guys. Get ready. So we've got this Ace Beauty one. A lot of these palettes are barely used. This one in particular, I think I used it a few times for a video. A friend sent that to me. Andy does stuff. The people that sent me palettes and things, I'm going to put the channels in the description of the video. So Ace Beauty Nostalgia. In only one eyeshadow is going mouldy, but of my opinion, if even just one eyeshadow is going mouldy or has got a little bit of mould around it, I'm gonna get rid of it. This one, all you can see is white. It gets worse with the palettes. It's got some beautiful shades in it. Oh no, this red here, this beautiful red. Can you see the moulds happening there? Have we got anything anywhere else? I don't think so, no. So that's definitely going. And when I say going, I mean in the bin. This one is a fairly new palette. I only got this last year. Again, I've only used it a few times. It's Nomad Cartagena Magica palette. And some palettes go mouldy more than others. I have actually got a palette very similar to this that I was going to declutter. I'm going to bring it back into the collection. It was a Beauty Bay one. I can't remember what it was called. But they don't do it anymore, I don't think. So I'll bring that back into the collection. And we'll just get rid of this one. Right, so let me look at it. Okay, actually the shimmer there is starting to turn as well. So this shimmer here, starting to turn. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just around here. And then we've got here, they're going white. This one is kind of really mouldy, like it's got black in it. And then the shimmer here as well is white. You can see that more than the other one I pointed out. Oh, and then here as well. It's just so gross. I'm not going to have them near my other palettes. That could be contaminated. Right, so this e.l.f. Retro Paradise is a fairly old palette. I don't think it had anything, did it? The only thing that made me suspicious is sea salt, this one here. Can you see how it looks like there's black in it? I don't know for sure if that is actually mould. It looks like it could be. So that one's going. Oh, this kills me, guys. But I have got 2 palettes. I have got the Muse palette by Cosmic Brushes. Cause this one is only just starting to turn, I think. I saw it before. Where? Yeah, it's this pink one. It's like blink and you'll miss it, but you can see it here. So because of that pink, I'm having to get rid of all this eyeshadows. And I just absolutely love this. It's so grungy. So that's that. Then we've got the Serenity. This is the worst out of the 2. Look at that green shadow there. I think it's just that one eyeshadow. And some people would say, well, why don't you take the shimmer out? Well, if that's going mouldy, then the chances are the other shimmers are going to go mouldy as well. So no, I'm not going to do that with these palettes. If I feel like I said earlier, if I feel like one eyeshadow's going mouldy, then I'm just not keeping them around. This one is fairly new, this BH Cosmetics Amalfi palette. I'm very, very disappointed with it. I didn't know if it was mould at first, but Villa Ruffalo here has only got a tiny bit of mould. I think it's just starting to get mouldy. And then Salerno, can you see the state of it? So beautiful as well. I'm just gonna get rid of that. And we've got this Dulu by Juvia's. This is one of my oldest palettes, so I don't actually mind getting rid of it. I don't really use it too often. It's just the purple here that's turning. I would have loved to have kept it for this shade here, but I'm not going to risk it. This used to be my favourite palette, and it still would be, but it's got mould in it. It's the Cara Beauty Daydream palette. Look at this shade here. This is a shimmer. And look how the mould is trying to take over the entire shimmer. Same here. The mattes seem okay in this palette. It looks like we're starting to get a bit of mould here though as well. So that's going. Again, this was another favourite palette of mine. I don't have many the Balm palettes. I mean, this is the only Balm palette that I've got. But watch. I was so disappointed when I saw this. I actually used it not long ago. It's just, what the hell is going on? Like, we've got these three that are moulding. We've got this one down here. The shimmers on. That shade and that shade is so stunning, but I can't keep them. Then I've got this NYX palette that the shimmers are starting to mould. Like, these are Makeup Geek shimmers. This one and this one. So let's take these out. In fact, I'm just going to take them all out. So... and then I'm going to clean it up, and I can put different eyeshadows in here. I'll tell you what eyeshadows we've got when I've got them all out of here. Right. So the ones that I've got heavy mould on are Cosmopolitan. My back's really hurting. I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to take some painkillers before I do a live. That's Cosmopolitan as well. So I must have bought two at some point. This one's alright. This one looks alright. Ritzy. I'm not keeping it though. They're really old. Legend. Again, that looks alright. I mean, it might be getting mouldy here. Showtime. Karma. That one looks alright as well. But they are on the older side. They can just go. And Steampunk. And that one's starting to get mouldy there, I think. One that I'm really not happy about, guys, is this Cali Slush one. I think it's Cara Beauty. I'm almost sure it's Cara... yeah, Cara Beauty. Except they're now called Cara Duo. My friend sent me this. I've never ever used it. And look down here where the mould is setting in. So this is going to have to go, unfortunately. You can see I've only swatched it. I feel like this one's getting, like, trying to get mouldy as well. And this one up here. W7 Socialite, I love this. It's easy enough to get hold of. I think I'd be able to get it for £5, so I'll probably bring this back into my collection. Right, so down here, mould. Up here, mould. Up here. Like here, it's trying to. Down here. In the shimmer here. Pretty much the entire palette. It's an old palette, so obviously I don't mind getting rid of that. Then this really, really hurts my heart. My friend Lisa got me this when it would have been too expensive for me to get it, so she got it as a birthday gift. I want to say it's only probably about 2 years old. And I know you're probably thinking 2 years old, you should be throwing it out anyway. But palettes can last years. I mean... it does say 12 months on it. So one of the main ones is this one here. It's taking over the entire eyeshadow. This one here is worse than that one. So, I mean, you can't even practically see what the colour is. And I could, like, put my fingers in it and, you know, kind of make the top layer go away and sanitise them and whatnot. But it's got moulding, guys. I'm not going to use them on my eyes. Your eyes are very delicate. So never use palettes that have got mould in them. Again, Lisa bought me this one, Moira Sweet Delights. Very, very upset about this because it's a perfect spring-summer palette. I feel like there's only one eyeshadow that's gone mouldy in this, but it's this gorgeous pink shade here. Oh, actually the purple here as well, which is also stunning. It's spreading, like the mould is spreading in the palette. This peach one is trying to do the same thing, so that has to go. This one, it's not old, I don't even think it's a year. So it's Peanut Shades of Peanuts. Like this one here is just, it's got mould spores in it. And it's trying to do the same over here, but it's not done that yet. So that one's going. That one's a lot like the I Need a Nude anyway, so I don't mind that going anywhere. But, you know, I'm not keeping these things in my makeup collection. Right, so I used this not long ago. It's the P. Louise If the Crown Fits. And I was shocked, you know, that one eyeshadow from the top. No, there's two. They're just literally going mouldy, guys. This one is started like going, I don't know if that's, I think it's green. And then there's this one over here. I think that's it from that row. No, there's that one at the bottom. And I barely used it. It saddens me that I have to put this in the bin. Oh, and this one here as well. That one's going mouldy. And then it's got a dry. Let's take this out. Mouldy, mouldy, mouldy. That one's going mouldy. That shimmer's going mouldy. That's going mouldy. Mouldy. I think I already said that was mouldy. These two down here are mouldy, or going mouldy, should I say. So that one's going. And then I think I've just got two more palettes. These two palettes I'm going to show you now are the worst ones. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we've got the Be Perfect Carnival palette. Just wait until you see it. It's so gross. And it's had the plastic on it as well. I mean, just look at it. Like, there's mould there. It's trying to get a bit, like, it's starting to mould there. Mould there. Mould. Mould. The yellow's starting to get mould in it. Here, this pink is as well. This green has got a lot of mould in it. This brown here, you can see the mould is coming on, like, from underneath. This green here has got mould on it. There's mould all throughout this palette. So that's going. And this one saddens me so much. It's a beautiful looking palette. My friend Naomi got it for me. It's the Ace Beauty Floral Vintage. So we're starting off with mould at the top there and there. Can you see how it's mainly mattes? I mean, you do get it in the odd shimmer like this one. And this pink there is trying, like, it's trying to, there is mould in that as well. Here, here, here. That's a shimmer at the top there that I've just shown you. It's just mould everywhere. So that's that. I think that's all of the palettes that I've shown you that I've got mould in. I did show you the one by Sigma, the little 9 pan. I'm going to go through all the palettes that I've decluttered. Not these ones though, because these are only going out of my collection because of mould. But I do need to subtract all of these palettes from my grand total when we count them up. When I've done the declutter, we need to include these. I think there's 18 here. In total, there'll only be 16 because I'm bringing 2 palettes into my collection. If they're any good, they're in the front room actually in a box, so I need to go and check that they're alright and bring them into the collection because I do really like those Cosmic Brushes palettes. I've gone through my entire eyeshadow collection. Everything else is okay, luckily. Not to everyone, guys. If you've got a big collection, just enjoy and use what you've got, because I did not expect to find that much mould in palettes, and especially as I've not used them a lot. So I feel like at the moment I'm not going to be buying any more palettes. If I see a colour story I really feel like I'm going to enjoy, like there's one out at the moment. Well, it's not out yet, but it's the Toy Story and Colourpop one. That looks really, really nice. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but if I see something like that, the odd palette here and there I'll bring in. But I need to be enjoying and using what I've got. And at the moment I've got 14 palettes, new palettes that I need to do looks with, and then I can just basically use what I want. So I need to make sure I'm using absolutely everything and getting joy out of it before it goes bad. And I would suggest you do the same really, but your collection is up to you, obviously. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. It means a lot. Please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.